Hello everyone, welcome to Numeriq Learning. Here in the Do Math With Me series, we have been doing a lot of questions from the fourth chapter, which is the Quadratic Equations. Today we will see a few word problems and few important questions wherein you'll have to find the solution of a given quadratic expression or quadratic equation. So the first question is, you are given the product of two successive integral multiples of 5 is 1050. Determine the multiples. So what do you mean by two successive integral multiples? So if you have multiples of 5, if the first number is 5, the second number will be 5 plus 5, which is 10, right? So similarly, if the first number, if we assume it to be x, the next number would be x plus 5. So these x and x plus 5, let those be the multiples. So we'll just start by assuming that let the two successive integral multiples be x. Let it be x, the first number, and the second number would be x plus 5 because it's a multiple of 5. Now, according to the question, what is it given? The product of two successive integral multiples of 5 is 1050, which means the product of x multiplied by x plus 5 is equal to 1050. So, what would it be? X square plus 5x minus 1050 equal to 0. Let us do the factorization using middle term splitting. So, you have your sum and product. Sum is plus 5. Product is 1050, and what would be the two numbers? In order to find out two numbers whose sum is 5 and product is minus 1050, let's do the prime factorization of 1050. Start with 2. Okay, so 2 5s are 10, 2 2s are 4, 2 5s are 10. Again 5, so 5 1s are 5. Again 5, 5 2s are 10, 5 1s are 5. And then 3 and 7. So what could be the possible numbers? If you see here, 5 2s are 10, 10 into 3 is 30, and 5 into 7 is 35. So one number would be 30 and the other number would be 35. If I put a negative sign to the smaller number, then the sum would be positive, right? 35 minus 30 is plus 5. 35 times minus 30 is minus 1050. Now let us use these two numbers for middle term splitting. So you have x square plus 35x minus 30x minus 1050 equal to 0. Take x common out. So you have x plus 35 minus 30 common out, x plus 35 equal to 0. Okay, so one of the factor is x plus 35 and the other factor is x minus 30 equal to 0. So either x plus 35 equal to 0 or x minus 30 equal to 0. So which means x is equal to 30 is one of the positive number, and here you have x equal to minus 35. So we will neglect this. Okay, this is neglected. And x equal to 30 is the number. So if one x is the first number, if it is 30, what would be the next multiple? X plus 5 means 30 plus 5. So therefore you can write the two integral successive multiples of 5 are 30 and 35. Okay, so this is your answer for the first question. Let's move on to the next question. So find two consecutive odd positive integers. What do you mean by two consecutive odd positive integer? So if the first odd number is say 1, what would be the consecutive odd number? It would be 1 plus 2, right? Which is 3. 3 plus 2, which is 5. These are the odd numbers. You have to find any two consecutive odd numbers. So if the first odd number is x, the other number would be x plus 2. So this is what we'll assume first. So let the odd positive integers be x and x plus 2. Okay, so the sum of the squares, you have to find the two consecutive odd positive integers, sum of whose squares is 290. Okay, the sum of whose squares, that means x square plus x plus 2 the whole square equal to 290. Right? So the first is x square plus x plus 2 the whole square is nothing but x square plus 4 plus 4x equal to 290. So 2x square plus 4x plus 4 minus 290 equal to 0. So you have got 2x square plus 4x minus 4 minus 290, it is minus 286 equal to 0. You can take 2 common out. So you'll have x square plus 2x minus 143 equal to 0. So the required quadratic equation is x square plus 2x minus 143 equal to 0. Right? So your sum and a product. Sum is plus 2, product is minus 143. So what are the two numbers? It will be 11 and 13. Okay, 11 into 13 is 143. If I put a negative sign to the smaller number, then the sum would be positive. So here you have got x square minus 11x plus 13x minus 143 equal to 0. So x common out, x minus 11 plus 13 common out, x minus 11 equal to 0. X minus 11 and then x plus 13 equal to 0. Okay, either x minus 11 equal to 0 or x equal to 11. The other would be x plus 13 equal to 0, which means x is equal to minus 13. Now this cannot be considered. You can ignore this. X equal to 11 is that's your first number. The first odd number would be, odd positive number would be 11. So therefore you can write the numbers are 11 and the next odd number would be 11 plus 2, which is 13. So these are your required numbers. Okay, I hope you understood. Let's continue with the next question. The question is, the sum of two numbers is 34. If 3 is subtracted from one number and 2 is added to another, the product of these two numbers become 260. Find the numbers. So you are given two numbers whose sum is 34. Okay. Now for example, if you know the sum of two numbers is equal to 10. Right? If I assume one number as 2, how will you calculate the other number? It will be 10 minus 2, right? The total sum minus 2, which will be 8. So similarly, okay, if you take one number as x, if I take one number as x, the other number would be 34 minus x, right? So when you add them up, x and x will get cancelled. The sum is 34. So that's what you're given. The sum of two numbers is 34. We don't know the number. So let's assume one number is x. So the other number is 34 minus x. Okay. So let's take, this is our, let this be our number. Okay. And this is the other number. Now let's go on. If 3 is subtracted from one number, okay, so from the number, if 3 is subtracted from one number and 2 is added to the other number, the product of these two numbers become 260. So let's first, if 3 is subtracted from a number, so x minus 3, okay, and 2 is added to the other number. What is the other number? 34 minus x plus 2. Then the product of these numbers becomes 260, right? So we have to solve now. So what would you do? X minus 3 multiplied by 34 plus 2 is 36 minus x equal to 260. So 36x minus x square minus 108 plus 3x So you're multiplying each term with the other terms. Okay. So that's how I'm getting. So you have minus 3 into minus x is plus 3x equal to 260. So let's combine all the like terms. So what have you got? Minus x square plus 36 plus 3, 39 x minus 108 equal to 260. Okay. So let's bring 260 here. So plus 39x minus 108 minus 260 equal to 0. So 260, 108. When you add them, you get 368, right? So minus x square plus 39x minus 368 equal to 0. Take minus common out. X square minus 39x plus 368 equal to 0. So you can remove the negative sign. The equation that we have now is x square minus 39x plus 368 equal to 0. So the sum and the product. Sum is minus 39, that is your B. Product is 368. Let's do the prime factorization of 368. Start from 2, the lowest prime number. So 2 ones are 2, 2 8s are 16, 2 4s are 8. Again 2, 9, 2. Again 2, 4 and 46. Again 2, 23. Okay, so you can have 23, 2 2s are 4, 2s are 8, 2s are 16. 16 and 23. If you add, you will get 39. Add a negative sign to both the numbers, so you will get negative as your sum and the product will be positive. Now let's apply this for our middle term. Minus 16x minus 23x plus 368 equal to 0. X common, x minus 16 minus 23 common, again x minus 16 equal to 0. So the factors are x minus 16 and x minus 23 equal to 0. So one number is x equal to 16. You can either equate x minus 16 equal to 0 or x minus 23 equal to 0. So x is equal to 23. So these are the two possibilities. So suppose if x is equal to 16, then what would be the other number? The other number would be, what is the sum? 34 minus e, we have assumed, right? If you know x, you can find the other number. 34 minus 16, right? So here you have 14, 2, so you have 8, 18 is the other number. And if x is equal to 23, then the other number will be 34 minus 23, which is 11. So these are the answers. 16 and 18 could be one of the answer and the other one is 23 and 11. Okay. I hope it's clear. So that's your answer. Moving on to the next question. The sum of two numbers is 10 and their product is 21. Find the two numbers. So let the two numbers be x and y. Okay, so let the two numbers be x and y. So according to the question, what are you given? The sum of the two numbers, that is x plus y is equal to 10. This is the first equation, and their product, that is x multiplied by y, x into y is 21. This is equation number 2, right? So from equation 1, what can you write? You can write y is equal to 10 minus x. Let this be equation 3. So you have expressed y in terms of x. Now you can put equation 3 in equation 2. So what would you get? X multiplied by, in place of y, we will write 10 minus x. Okay, so 10 minus x is equal to 21. So you will get a quadratic here. 10x minus x square equal to 21. Take it all to one side. So you'll have x square minus 10x plus 21 equal to 0. So the sum and product, sum is minus 10, product is 21. So 7 and 3 are the numbers. Minus 7 minus 3 is minus 10. Minus 7 multiplied by minus 3 is plus 21. So let's do the middle term splitting. So minus 7x minus 3x plus 21 equal to 0. Take x common. So you have x minus 7 minus 3 common, x minus 7 equal to 0. So the common factor is x minus 7 and the other factor is x minus 3 equal to 0. So either x minus 7 equal to 0 or x minus 3 equal to 0. So x is equal to 7 or x is equal to 3. Okay, if now you can put it in equation 3. Put in equation 3. So what is this? Y equal to 10 minus x, right? So we know x now. So y equal to 10 minus 7. What is 10 minus 7? Is 3. And in this case, y is equal to 10 minus 3, which is equal to 7. So what are the two numbers? Therefore, you can write the two numbers are 3 and 7. That's your answer. Is it clear? I hope you understood.